Want to find your seat for the event of your choice but can't get one that fits your desire or your budget? Well, my friends, SeatGeek has you covered. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Snake Sports Talk Show. With a list of over hundreds of events to choose from, SeatGeek will assure you that you won't miss your seat with the amazing view of your choice at the most affordable price. Whether it's looking for your best seat in the house of your favorite sports team, finding live concerts that get you closer to your favorite artist, or enjoying your spot at your favorite live shows, comedies, and more, SeatGeek has it all just for you. Go online to SeatGeek.com or download the app on your mobile device through Google Play and the App Store. And as a special offer before checkout, use promo code SNAKESPORTS and save yourself $20 off of your purchase of your first ticket and experience why SeatGeek is the most trusted ticketing app for your next event. Remember, that's SeatGeek.com and download the app on your phone with promo code SNAKESPORTS for $20 off and find your seat with SeatGeek.
And now, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, the Snake Sports Talk Show with Jake Silva starts now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go on a freaky and yet fantastic Friday, whatever it may be. However you may be watching and listening as well. Thanks for making us a part of your day here on the Snake Sports Talk Show. We got so much to cover, but we are live all over Roku, iHeartRadio, and all social media platforms known to man to keep you up to date on future and past shows. So much to unpack and unload. By the way, today is the inaugural day of Fan Friday. So we have our number for you to call to ask any question that you have for yours truly. I'm doing this every Friday, getting in touch with you, the fans. What you got up on your mind and how we could basically explain it here for you. So Fan Friday, I am excited on it. Cannot wait. But there's so much that we just basically have to unpack. But first and foremost, and what I think is interesting, because of course, like we said, this free agency in hockey thus far has been absolutely exciting and entertaining, to say the least. Right now, there are a bunch of teams that I know that are now in contention as potentially being Stanley Cup contenders, playoff contenders as a whole. And so this is really just shaking up how the rest of the league is really playing out. So as of right now, one team in particular that definitely swung for the fences, and they have been on the prey all offseason long. And so we're already at Friday, and Monday was a humongous day for them, and that's the Nashville Predators. Let me tell you something about this organization. This is one organization I could never figure out initially at the time, but when we started to kind of get an understanding of what this organization is capable of and what they've done in the offseason, it's been fantastic. Barry Trotz, you may have heard of him, a former head coach, a guy who has won a Stanley Cup as a coach and now is the GM of the Nashville Predators and could potentially end up shooting for a cup for this organization. Nashville has never won a cup at all in their organization's history, even though they have had a number of great players that have come through this organization, from Fisher to Pekka Rinne and so many other really good players. This year seems pretty special because in the end, they not only have retained a lot of their star power, but they've also acquired a lot of offensive arsenal. So what they did in Monday and then all through this week, because it's already been 1 week, they have acquired Jonathan Marchessault, They've acquired Steven Stamkos on a long-term contract, and they got Brady Shea. And on top of it, here's what the roster I've got on top of those three acquisitions. I've got Colton Sissons, I've got Roman Josi, I've got Ryan O'Reilly, and I have a bunch of others on the offensive ends that could really work with this organization. And you just signed Yusei Saros to a long-term contract. So that answered everybody's question of what are they going to do from this point on? So now they finally have figured it out. So Nashville is definitely a playoff contender. There is no denying it. I think they have potentially given them a bigger chance to making it into the playoffs and maybe make it deeper into the playoffs. This is what it means to be aggressive in the offseason. So for this point forward, they made the playoffs last season, and of course, they were a pain in the butt to the Vancouver Canucks. It was not an easy elimination. However, Barry Trotz sees exactly with the aggression that this organization has with these players, and this is where he's taken it a step further, and this is exactly how you do it. They went out swinging, they went for the fences, and this is exactly what they're doing. Nashville, when the time they made it to the Cup in 2017 against the Pittsburgh Penguins, it was a tough team. No disrespect, but I don't think they had arguably the pieces to be an aggressive offense, because you look around the league right now in the Western Conference and it is chock full of them. You got the Colorado Avalanche. You got the Edmonton Oilers, the Vancouver Canucks. You got a bunch of teams in the Western Conference that are aggressive. And so what do you need to do in order to be aggressive? You got to be able to be aggressive in the offseason. And this is precisely what they've done. They've added a lot of, these are not ordinary guys. These are locker room guys. You've got a guy who is a former captain with the Tampa Bay Lightning who has won 2 Stanley Cups with this franchise and has been to 3 of them. So they've won 2 of the last 3. And you have a great leader who had been a part of an expansion team for 7 years, won a Stanley Cup the previous year. So this is what it means. So initially, when you think about it, it's a crazy thing. So to me, I feel like this is precisely with what you need to do. You got to go swing for the fences. You got to go and get some really good weapons. And this is what they've done. I think Nashville absolutely got aggressive this offseason. I think it works for them. And I think this could be potentially a cup contending team. Nonetheless, Yusei Saros, since Pekka Rinne retired, you knew he was going to be the future for this franchise as their goaltender. There was so many talks that he was going to end up getting traded. I didn't believe either of them. Because if you're letting go of a goaltender, you got to ask yourself, who am I going to end up picking up in this offseason? There's literally nobody, at least that comes close to what Yusei Saros does. So he is the pivotal piece for what this franchise is. They will definitely be hyper aggressive on offense. They've been great on defense. Roman Josi and a bunch of others, they've been really, really good on the defensive end, and their goaltending has been much better. They just needed to pick up on offense. That was something that we screamed about, when Peter Laviolette was coaching this team in the past, is one that they didn't even have enough offense. So now that they do, it's much better. It's a much more aggressive team, and I'm excited to see what Nashville does. Now, I will tell you this. I'll be speaking upon this after the break, but there have been some teams that were not as aggressive in the offseason for the NHL, like for any of the NHL teams. So I felt like the teams that got aggressive during this offseason has been the Nashville Predators. I think the Washington Capitals definitely won the offseason as well. Tampa Bay started to retool. Edmonton, that's coming fresh from a Stanley Cup appearance, they now got 2 offensive weapons for Victor Arvidsson and another really good forward. They also were able to keep Adam Henrique. But I also think 2 of the rebuilding organizations, Chicago and Detroit, I thought did much, much better. But the one team that got so quiet yet they have so much money in the cap that you have no idea, like what this organization, I have no idea what's in the plans for them. So the Anaheim Ducks were one team that got quiet during the offseason. I have not seen one single move at all except for small contracts. They signed a lot of their rookies to 3-year entry contracts, and they only gotten small contracts for at least some of their potential guys. So as of right now, Anaheim, they definitely looked like losers in this one. Not a single move. And even though that they've got so much money in the cap because they got rid of a lot of old contracts, you have Trevor Zegras, who I think is really, really good. Troy Terry, I think, is really good. But what is going on in Anaheim? You've got brand new uniforms. You just ended up releasing out your brand new logo, your brand new unis. And right now, I am not particularly understanding with what they're doing. So as of this particular moment, what am I to say right now with what they're going to do, especially when you're in a Pacific Division that is so aggressive? We know San Jose, they are rebuilding. They ended up getting the number 1 overall pick, who I think Celebrini, I think he's going to be a very, very good offensive forward. You got Seattle that basically ended up getting a bunch of offensive firepower. Vancouver got a bunch of offensive firepower. Edmonton is also offensive. Even though I could say so much about Vegas, and I think they definitely got gutted this week in free agency, but even they still have offensive firepower. What is Anaheim basically doing from this point forward? Are you going in full rebuild? Because if that's the case, I would have at the very least had shot for one of these veteran forwards, or at least gotten some veteran pieces, because good God, who am I going to surround with around Trevor Zegras or Troy Terry? One of these guys, like right now, I'm not getting a whole lot of promise with these guys. So that's one of the problems that I have right now. But initially, what comes into play is this organization, they're going to have to end up making a big move, because here's the thing. The Chicago Blackhawks, we know, are in rebuild mode, but look at what they're doing. They only made at least a couple of small moves when they needed to, and then eventually, when it was time to strike in free agency, they did just that. So I think, in my opinion, I think it'll be interesting, but Anaheim does not have enough of that firepower. You just cannot go out more firepower without something to at least give me some sort of just promise there. I don't know what's going on with Anaheim, but eventually this Ducks team needs to start pivoting to start becoming a potential playoff team. Right now, I know that they're rebuilding, but not to make a move while you have 2 really good prospects on that roster that you already know are already superstars. What are you doing? This doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like right now, Anaheim, I'm not entirely sure what the deal is, but I don't know. I just kind of have a bad feeling right now that if they do not make a move and they do not end up doing something to help out with this organization, this franchise will never be competitive. I mean, look, we just gotten Arizona, who got gutted out, and now they moved out to Utah. So Anaheim's got to do something. But it is interesting, to say it. So we'll see. But this free agency has been absolutely insanity. But I'll be talking a lot about that. I'll be talking about the NBA offseason as well, because there are a lot of moves that we definitely have to discuss from there. All right, guys. Well, I've been saying this now for quite a while, and I know that with the Stanley Cup playoffs now officially over and the NBA playoffs officially over, doesn't mean that we don't have Major League Baseball bets available for you when you go to BetUS.com. BetUS has thousands of different options and bet lines to choose from. Okay? You can choose from a lot of prop bets that are also going on right now, especially for the NFL season. You've got also a lot of your parlay, leg bet, and straight bet lines as well to choose from. Plus, we also have casino entertainment for you guys. Whether you like blackjack, poker, or even just your regular slot play. BetUS has been doing this for over 30 years, and that's why they are a proud sponsor of the Snake Sports Talk Show, giving you all of the best accesses for the best betting lines to choose from for you to be on the edge of your game. Go to BetUS.com now. When you go online and put $50 or more in your deposit, you'll get 200% in bonuses when you sign up and 30 risk-free bets as well just by choosing BetUS. BetUS, where the game begins. Gambling problem, call the number in your respective states because we do not want irrational gaming. We want to make sure that you are taken care of and you bet responsibly here, and we care. All here up on BetUS, but get on the edge of your game on BetUS where the game begins.
Looking for a show with the best takes and opinions? Want a show with the best coverage around the world of sports? Jam-packed with an all-star interview lineup? Then the best place to find it all, sports and entertainment, is right here. Join Jake Silva on the Snake Sports Talk Show, presented by SeatGeek and BetUS. Weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Check out the Con Man live on the Sports Corner, coming to a screen near you, giving you the greatest stories from basketball legends you've never seen before. Sharing their glory, building the toughness, and how they show off their swag. But only one man knows all that, and that's the Con Man. Join Michael Conceição, the Con Man, at the Sports Corner, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Snake Sports Talk Show is sponsored by Muscle Tech, with hundreds of supplements and vitamins to choose from, all packed with 100% all-natural proven ingredients. You can be sure that Muscle Tech will give you the edge and the boost to train and look like your fit and healthy best, whatever your goals are. Try Muscle Tech today and use promo code SNAKESPORTS to save 30% off your purchases.
I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action.
Robert Lyle hosts Between the Lines podcast, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Don't lose your seat today when you try SeatGeek.com for the best seats in the house and at the most affordable price today. Use promo code SNAKESPORTS for $20 off of your first purchase of your first ticket. As a saying of thank you for using one of the best ticketing apps on the market, SeatGeek.com, available now on Google Play and the App Store. $20 off with Snake Sports as your promo code. All right, so, I already had went in on this, in the last episode, and that was with my newest co-host, Chase Steffes. So one of the things that, like I said, I've grown up in Vegas my entire life. And so one of a really, really good analyst and anchorman for Fox 5 News, Vince Sapienza, really, really good sports analyst and really does get in on every part of the action when it comes to sports news. So he had basically talked to Alec Martinez and Jonathan Marchessault, both of them that you knew that took different contracts. Alec Martinez now is a part of the Chicago Blackhawks and Jonathan Marchessault a part of the Nashville Predators. So both of them explained about why these moves were made, and at the same time, what initially happened during the contract negotiations in Vegas. One of two that made sense to me was obviously Alec Martinez. I think he's kind of at this journey road now where you go ahead and you get your last contract that you possibly can with whatever money that you could possibly get your hands on. But in the initial long run, I knew he wasn't going to be back for the initial future. So at this point, you basically got to get any and everything that you possibly can. And I get it. This is initially like it's a business. But in the end, I just felt like Vegas could have done better. But this was never the case. I think as of what we see right now currently in today's sports world, and especially in the sports market, not everyone's business is initially the same. So I had already spoke about this in the last episode, and I went all in on Vegas's their business plan. And trust me when I say it is not that great. At this point right now, with what you are potentially seeing, I just think with what we have as a whole and what we basically have as far as as a camaraderie, the chemistry is going to be completely different in Vegas. I am not happy with the way that they have been doing business and the way that this has basically gone on, because the last time that Vegas made this mistake with their big time players was when Marc-Andre Fleury was a part of this organization. And at that point, it was definitely not the same. You had to find out on Twitter that you got traded to Chicago. They didn't even have a single conversation with you. They did not end up basically talking about a contract negotiation or extension. It is ridiculous. I just think right now, with what we are seeing, it's bad business. And so at this point now, Vegas is paying the price. So when they talked about it, Jonathan Marchessault basically had made a comment about Vegas, and it said they didn't even try their best to keep me, and they did not see him as the future plans. Marchessault wanted a 5-year contract. I would have given it to him. He's still in his prime. He's giving you 30 goals a year. And he's the heart and soul of this franchise for 7 years running. You're going into year 8. And the chemistry is now going to change, which is why I think Vegas initially, when they decided to go all in, I can name a number of Vegas issues that they have had in the past, which when they ended up acquiring Max Pacioretty, he disappears in the playoffs because it's either injury prone or he just does not become productive at all. So I would have traded him away at the time when he had, I'd say, a very decent year. I would have gotten draft capital for that. I would have, at the very least, have gotten rid of that contract itself without wasting that much money. And then at the same time, it also made a couple trades. They traded a lot of their future stars. They traded away Nick Suzuki to Montreal, Dylan Coghlan to Carolina. They also traded away Eric Brandstrom to Ottawa, who was initially now with the Colorado Avalanche. They're giving him a chance. He's young. He's a guy that I hope could definitely produce and be productive. They traded Cody Glass to Nashville. Now, I granted will say that Cody Glass definitely got roughed up in his initial tenure when he was a part of the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, he's a rookie. And once he got traded to Nashville, it seemed like there was a little bit of some offensive production promise there. But after all of that, it didn't work. And so now they then drafted at 19th overall this past draft another forward who we think kind of has a lot of promise up onto him, but how long do they keep him? How long until he becomes a trade piece for a big name? That I don't know. Vegas's business, I can honestly say, they are paying the price for. It's nothing against them, but sometimes when you make certain decisions and certain moves, you better find a way to back it up. I don't know if they can. I don't know if it's quite possible if they could. But again, I think the Golden Knights still are potentially a playoff team, but I don't think after this past year when they were like a needle hanging on a thread when they made the playoffs, because even though they made it 7 games against Dallas, they could not generate offense. There was inconsistency, and I thought initially in the first 2 games they looked like the Golden Knights who won the cup last year. But this organization and the way that they do business, not exactly the kind of example I would set. Like, have respect for your players. Communicate. Do something with it. Right now, I feel like because of a lot of the moves that have been made and how they got gutted, this is an organization that's in cap hell. I don't know if you could truthfully recover from it, but I'll tell you one thing. It certainly does not look good at all on paper when you have your one star player that has been around for a long, long time. I mean, I guarantee you, William Karlsson is not happy about it. Lots of these players that have been here from day one are not happy about it. So, again, this is the Vegas business. They will smile in your face and say that they want you a part of their future, but behind closed doors, they make moves that makes not a ton of sense. I get it; it's business, but again, kind of interesting to see how things end up going from there. I'm going to take an initial break from here. When we come back, we'll have Fan Friday for you guys. I cannot wait to at least hear a lot of your guys' phone calls. I'm excited about it, but there's a lot to really talk about from here. So don't go anywhere. We will be back with you guys here in just a moment. I'm excited for Fan Friday. I think it's going to be a great showing at the end of the day. Cannot wait to hear from you, the fans, all your voices, to see what you guys think about these moves. But we'll be back from here in just a moment.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Check out the Con Man live on the Sports Corner, coming to a screen near you, giving you the greatest stories from basketball legends you've never seen before. Sharing their glory, building the toughness, and how they show off their swag. But only one man knows all that, and that's the Con Man. Join Michael Conceição, the Con Man, at the Sports Corner, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Key Williams and Dante Criswell star in 7200 Seconds podcast Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Snake Sports Talk Show is sponsored by Muscle Tech, with hundreds of supplements and vitamins to choose from, all packed with 100% all-natural proven ingredients. You can be sure that Muscle Tech will give you the edge and the boost to train and look like your fit and healthy best, whatever your goals are. Try Muscle Tech today and use promo code SNAKESPORTS to save 30% off your purchases.
Want to find your seat for the event of your choice but can't get one that fits your desire or your budget? Well, my friends, SeatGeek has you covered. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of the Snake Sports Talk Show. With a list of over hundreds of events to choose from, SeatGeek will assure you that you won't miss your seat with the amazing view of your choice at the most affordable price. Whether it's looking for your best seat in the house of your favorite sports team, finding live concerts that get you closer to your favorite artist, or enjoying your spot at your favorite live shows, comedies, and more, SeatGeek has it all just for you. Go online to SeatGeek.com or download the app on your mobile device through Google Play and the App Store. And as a special offer before checkout, use promo code SNAKESPORTS and save yourself $20 off of your purchase of your first ticket, and experience why SeatGeek is the most trusted ticketing app for your next event. Remember, that's SeatGeek.com, and download the app on your phone with promo code SNAKESPORTS for $20 off and find your seat with SeatGeek.
Looking for a show with the best takes and opinions? Want a show with the best coverage around the world of sports? Jam-packed with an all-star interview lineup? Then the best place to find it all, sports and entertainment, is right here. Join Jake Silva on the Snake Sports Talk Show, presented by SeatGeek and BetUS. Weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Check out the Con Man live on the Sports Corner, coming to a screen near you, giving you the greatest stories from basketball legends you've never seen before. Sharing their glory, building the toughness, and how they show off their swag. But only one man knows all that, and that's the Con Man. Join Michael Conceição, the Con Man, at the Sports Corner, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on Sports Wave Network.
Alrighty, folks. Well, Fan Friday is right around the corner for all of you guys. I cannot wait for it to start up. So before that we do, let's get ourselves readied up for the news.
This is the Hot Press.
All right, so we got at least a couple of real good news all around in the world of sports. So we're bringing up a couple of some topics from here. All righty, folks. Well, as of right now, Copa America. It has been so exciting up to this point. So, So just recently, France ended up beating Portugal on pens to reach the Euro semis. So once again, Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo, they go down yet again. And it's kind of hard, and look, we've got the World Cup that's going to be coming up soon. But we know, Copa America is such a fun, it's a fun tournament nonetheless. But at this kind of point right now with what we're seeing, right now, Cristiano Ronaldo, these were subpar numbers that we've seen, and it wasn't good. It was not a great performance at all for Portugal. And despite everything, France converted all of their kicks in a shootout to edge Portugal 5-3 on penalties after a goalless stalemate in their European Championship quarterfinal today. So it's likely bringing the curtain down on Cristiano Ronaldo's international career. So Theo Hernandez ended up getting the winning kick for a perfect sequence after João Felix's effort. The third for Portugal hit the post. France is now going to end up playing Spain in the semifinals on Tuesday in Munich. So, as of right now, Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, he is a heck of an athlete, but as of right now, this is not looking good. And here's the thing. You look at a lot of really great soccer stars between when you look at what Lionel Messi has done in his career, Kylian Mbappe, and what cleverness that he has, especially with France. But Mbappe had another night off in attack. So he didn't really have a whole lot of action that was really kind of going on his side. But, it was a hard-fought match nonetheless. But I just think right now with what's happening with Ronaldo, it's not the same as it once was. But yeah, this definitely hurts, I think, honestly, his international career, because who knows if he's ever going to win a World Cup ever in his life. And, I mean, Lionel Messi right now, you could already tell it's kind of nuts. I mean, in the initial long run, I think Cristiano Ronaldo is a great soccer player. But as of right now, there's nothing that I think is going to trump what Lionel Messi has done in his career. So initially some news from boxing star Ryan Garcia, because as of right now, Garcia ended up getting banned for a racial slur that he basically had. So this was the headliner. Boxing star Ryan Garcia apologized today for his use of racial slurs against black people and disparaging comments he made about Muslims during a recent live stream on social media. So he goes up on an interview and he says, "I take all responsibility for my words. Sorry, everyone, that I offended." Garcia went on to say that he is misunderstood, is struggling with substance abuse, and is going to rehab. His apology came one day after World Boxing Council President Mauricio Soleiman announced his sanctioning body was expelling Garcia for his actions during the live stream. "We reject any form of discrimination. I fear for Ryan's well-being as he has declined multiple attempts for our help with mental health and substance abuse." Oscar De La Hoya, who is Garcia's promoter, denounced his fighter's behavior in a strongly worded statement today, said, "There is no room for hate or intolerance at my company, period. I condemn Ryan's words in the strongest terms possible. I see that he has apologized, and that is a start, but it is only a start to earn back the trust and respect of those of us who have and continue to support him." We hope Ryan will use the time he has away from the sport to work through the issues he has publicly discussed. We stand ready to help in whatever we can. So, again, Ryan Garcia, I think, is a hell of a boxer, but there's just no room. There's no room for hate. There's no room for racial slurs, and I think all of us pretty much know it's 2024, okay? And we know right now, media, there is so much that gets added up onto it. You have no idea who is there listening and watching. Now, we know censorship is a problem, and we know that there's been a lot of these things that have come up. But nonetheless, you're an athlete. You're leading by example. So when people see this, especially kids, you have young fans that are out there who still enjoy boxing. Oscar De La Hoya was a hell of a fighter when I watched him growing up as a kid. And Roy Jones Jr., Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, all these guys, I guarantee you, they are very classy. These are guys that we know are smack talkers, but they're also very respected in the sport, and especially to a lot of their peers. So, again, I think with just the substance abuse, sometimes it changes a lot of people. But I hope Ryan Garcia does get the added help that he needs, and hopefully by the end of the day, this changes. So I think it's going to be some pretty interesting stuff nonetheless, but it'll be pretty crazy to kind of see what the initial change will be. Hopefully, I hope the best for Ryan Garcia, but I think the time away is definitely needed. Last news before we get into Fan Friday. So the Orlando Magic and Franz Wagner agreed to a rookie max extension. So after what we've seen this past season with Franz Wagner, he has now agreed to a 5-year, $224 million rookie contract extension and a deal that could become worth as much as $269 million. Wagner was eligible to earn 30% of the team's salary cap, and should he get voted as an all-star. Last year was the cornerstone of Magic's revival. He averaged 19.7 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game last season. And they made it into the playoffs first time, and this is the best record at 47-35 since 2010 and 2011. So I think this is a very good pivotal start right now for the Orlando Magic. I think it's incredible. But again, Franz Wagner, it's a rookie contract nonetheless, and a hefty contract indeed. But I think in the initial long run, it'll be interesting. But I think the Orlando Magic really are setting themselves up for success. This is a totally different Magic organization than what we're seeing, than what we've seen in the past. I think they finally are starting to move along to where they're getting really good veteran guys. And they've also got rookies like Pablo Banchero and a lot of others that I think that are stepping their way up right now as their pivotal pieces. So the Orlando Magic are interesting to watch. I enjoyed them in the playoffs. I thought they were a pain in the butt to some teams, but this is only going to get better for them in the initial long run. So really excited for them. I think it's going to be interesting nonetheless. Alrighty, folks. Well, that was your hot press.
This is the Hot Press.
Hi, folks. Well, today is Fan Friday. I'm opening up the phone lines for everybody here to call in and give your guys' opinions on some of the everyday sports news. So here we go. Number is 720-441-4243 to answer all of your sports questions. Give it a call. Give it a ring, guys. Definitely would love to hear your guys' opinions. Make sure you guys leave your names as well with your question and what I could basically answer in the best way possible. I'm actually really excited about this one, so I cannot wait. Phone lines are open, and as we've said, the number is there up on the screen, 720-441-4243. That is 720-441-4243. Leave your name and your question, and cannot wait to answer your guys' phone calls. So we're going to be patiently waiting from here until we end up getting some phone calls. All right. So cannot wait to hear from your guys' responses on a couple of topics, or even some potential topics that we have not quite have answered in yet. So, yeah, like I said, I thought this week was a great week for the offseason. I felt like that in NBA, the NBA offseason, everything else that we have basically gotten, Klay Thompson going to the Dallas Mavericks. He also sent out a statement about, his farewell tour with the Golden State Warriors and what it has meant for them. It was, nonetheless, it was really, really interesting. So, but again, I think he's going into a really good organization. I think this is also a better fit. Luka Doncic, hopefully, this will get him into the best possible shape that he could be in. So, I'm interested to see how the Mavericks really pan out. Paul George now to the Philadelphia 76ers. Really interested to see how the Sixers really bounce back from this one. But again, I think it certainly will be one that, it's an offseason that I thought was great. I think this year, what we may see, the Sixers are going to be a much better, much more disciplined team. And I think with Tyrese Maxey and with a bunch of other especially with like a bunch of other players that are also building up to their potential. This could be finally the team that could make some noise in the Eastern Conference, one that I could definitely take seriously. So we'll see what Philadelphia does. So again, I'm excited for what they're going to do. And for a lot of these teams now in the NBA, the Knicks right now has started to load up. There was a bunch of other teams as well that started to load up, but I felt like the teams that really kind of have fallen from here, the Lakers right now, are a team that are trying to maybe set themselves up for the future, or however that they're going to do this. But I think this is all basically based around LeBron's business. I felt like the Clippers were definitely losers in this offseason because they let Paul George go and they re-signed James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. I don't even know how this is really going to end up working out for the Clippers at all. I think this is just strange to me, in my opinion. But, again, I think it really, really does change the narrative that we see with the Clippers at this point. I can't take them as a serious organization now. But I know that, because they're opening up in the new MSG Arena, I would not open it with this kind of roster. Sorry, but I just wouldn't do it. So, it'd be interesting to say. But, again, who knows? But, again, I think the Clippers, it's such an old roster, and I don't know how that they're going to end up dealing with it. You're already dealing with Kawhi not available as much as it is. James Harden, not that hyper-aggressive offensive player that we used to have. I think he's definitely kind of fallen a step. Not to mention, too, there's also been rumors about potentially Russell Westbrook being on the market. So, yeah, there's so much really to talk about from here, but definitely would love to hear your guys' responses. We've got 8 minutes left with our Fan Friday calls. 720-441-4243 to call in and answer your guys' questions. What's up on your mind? Definitely give it a call. Make sure that you guys have your name so I know exactly who calls in, and then have your question ready for me to answer. So call it in, 720-441-4243. We got 8 minutes with our Fan Friday call line right now. So love to hear your guys' thoughts and your guys' opinion on some things. But yeah, I think, in the initial long run, you are going to see some teams that are definitely going to change up in both the NBA and in the NHL. I felt like the Washington Capitals, the Nashville Predators, the Vancouver Canucks, I think the Chicago Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings, honestly, they were really good in free agency. And you still have at least a couple of organizations that are lingering on, like the Colorado Avalanche are another team. But again, who knows what they're going to end up doing at the end of the day. But this has definitely been a hell of an offseason for the NHL. And by the way, that has been 1.3, almost $1.4 billion that has been spent in the NHL free agency by itself. It's insanity. But love to hear your guys' responses. 720-441-4243. 7 minutes left in the call lines, guys. Make sure you guys leave your guys' name as well so we know who's calling in, what question you have for me to answer. I'm looking to do this every Friday with you guys because I love to hear from you guys, the fans. It's the best way that I can end up hearing your guys' voices from here. So let's see. In your friends link. Apparently, let's see. Trying to call, but it won't go through. What's it basically saying to you when you end up calling in? When I did mine, I normally would I it would say press 1 to basically go through on the phone call. So when you call it in, press 1 up on there, and then you should be able to end up having your name and should be able to call through. So try that. But yeah, I'm standing here online with the phone line, waiting to hear from your guys' phone calls. 720-441-4243. 5 minutes left. Google subscriber is not available. That's weird. Let's see. Should be able to make a call. I don't see why. Yeah, I have it up on the web. I have it up on here. Incoming call options. Yeah, hopefully we could at the very least get, it said the line is unavailable. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we could do from here. Yep. Okay. It should end up being available because I tried it with mine. Let me see. Or unlock. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Wait. Lock to prevent someone else from taking it. Report this number to another service provider. Unlock it before starting the porting process with your new provider. No. Let's see. How in the world did we end up doing it? Okay. I think we're having an issue with at least our phone line. Hang on 1 second here. It's kind of weird how I was able to call in initially. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. Nope. Huh. That's really strange. Let's see. I think I might have fixed the setting. Let's see if we could get calls through from here. Let's see. Hopefully we at least fix the issue. Second. So we'll try this real quick before we end up wrapping up the show, seeing if this still ends up working. If not, we'll try it another time, another Friday. Hopefully we could get this fixed up. A little technical difficulty from here. 720-441-4243. You answer your guys' incoming call from here. Yeah, hopefully we get some sort of response. It's really weird that it only went up to my phone and my number, because that's just really strange. But let's see. We'll give it at least 2 more minutes here before we wrap it up, and seeing if we could at the very least get a phone call through, hopefully. All right. I'll probably end up having to fix this. We have technical difficulties with our phone line, but next Friday we'll definitely get this up and running, and we'll definitely have our phone lines open. But my great apologies to everybody that tried to call in. Apologize for the technical difficulty from here, but yeah, it was really, really strange. I don't know what ended up happening at the end of the day, but yeah. Sorry, guys. We'll definitely get this fixed up and have it ready for next Friday for next Fan Friday reaction. Can't wait to do it with you guys again next week. But we will definitely be up on top of it and hopefully get this fixed up as soon as we possibly can. So, alrighty, guys, that's going to do it here for us on the Snake Sports Talk Show. Appreciate you guys for being up on the show here tonight. What a week with free agency and with so much that had been going on this week. Really appreciate you guys for tuning on in. Show sponsored by BetUS, where the game begins, and also by SeatGeek. Don't lose your seat today when you use SeatGeek. Promo code is Snake Sports for $20 off of your first purchase of your first ticket. Do not miss out on the best seat in the house and the most affordable price when you use SeatGeek. This is Jake Silva signing off here with you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you guys next week on the Snake Sports Talk Show. Take care, you guys.